Hello, my name's James MacTaggart. I'm the distillery manager at Isle of Arran Distillery here in Arran in the Isle of Arran. This is a very beautiful part of the world, and the reason the distillery was built here was that there was a very good water supply. In fact, it was tested. It was decided it was probably one of the best water supplies in Scotland for making whisky, and that's basically why the distillery was built in this site. It was built in this site. Harold Curry, whose idea it was to build a distillery in Arran, consulted various people for the best place actually in Scotland to build a distillery, and he was advised that Arran, because of the potential for tourism and also the history of distilling in Arran, he decided to build the distillery here. Whisky is the history of whisky that's probably in Scotland that creates all the passion in people in Scotland about whisky and throughout the world, because whisky is very, very much associated with Scotland. I came from a war distillery and I was there for 30 years, and you find that the people that go into the whisky industry actually stay in the whisky industry for the whole of their working life. So it's really a passion for people, the whisky industry. This distillery is producing a very, very good spirit. The new spirit is based on really the shape of the stills we've got here, because when, as I said, Harold Curry was the original person who wanted to build this distillery, his favourite whisky was the Macallan malt. So when he was going to make a whisky, what type of whisky he wanted to make, he shaped the stills. The stills were made by a company called Forsyth in the east coast of Scotland, which makes most of the stills for the whisky industry. And the stills were shaped to allow the lighted vapours to come up through the stills and give them you could never get a whisky the same as Macallan new spirit, because you cannot get a whisky, you cannot get a whisky exactly the way you would want it from somebody else. This stills are based to give us a type of Macallan whisky. There's a perception in the whisky industry that the older the whisky, or the buyers, the older the whisky, the better the whisky, and that's not always the case. There are some very, very good 10 and 12-year-old whiskies, and our 10-year-old whisky is probably one of the best whiskies in the world, and has won awards for that. But it's nice to have an older whisky, so we're really looking forward to the 14 and the 18-year-old. The long-term vision for the company is a 10 and a 14 and an 18-year-old whisky, to give it that 4-year gap, to make sure that there's a very marked difference between each of the whiskies. The new spirit is very consistent in Arran and practically all distilleries. The new new make spirit is very, very consistent. The quality is really in the cask. The finished quality is actually in the cask, and we use bourbon casks which is made from American oak. The sherry hogsheads from Spain, which is made from Spanish oak. Well, I hope you enjoy your trip. I hope you enjoy your trip round Arran, and I'm sure you will do, because it's a very challenging course cycling round the north end of the island. But when you get down to the south end, it's a wee bit flatter, so you'll get a wee bit quicker there.